Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. My name is Austin Silver. For those of you who are new, I appreciate you being here. I am really looking forward to going through some things with you guys today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the major indices, and I'm going to try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. I know that you guys are busy this morning. You want to get into your trading. So I want to give you some ideas to run with into the end of the week. Now, if you are not subscribed, please go to the Eightcap YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe right now. That way you don't miss my stream on Monday. You don't miss their future streams. They're bringing on a ton of great traders as we go into the end of this year and even into the beginning of next year. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the Eightcap channel on YouTube. First thing we're going to talk about today is Bitcoin. Now, I left you guys with some biases on Monday on the live stream, and we're going to see how those biases have shaped out, see if they're still holding, and see if we want to ride that trend continuously into the rest of this week. So first thing we're looking at, Bitcoin is coming down today. As you can see, we haven't had a lot of movement compared to last week. Tuesday and Wednesday with the FTX thing caused a lot of movement in Bitcoin. But as you can see, the retest here of the zone at 17,500, that's the June low set back in the summer. That zone was retested and held really well. Now we've recently this week retested and held underneath it so far with 3 days of lower highs, Monday, Tuesday, and today. So far, we have made lower highs. So it looks like it's continuing to move lower. On the 15-minute, where I like to look for my day trading ideas, you can see Monday's high boxed off here. Tuesday's high tried to get up to it, but couldn't. And now today's high even lower. So with 3 days of lower highs set in so far, it's making me think that we're going to see more bearish movement on Bitcoin into the rest of this week. I really like how market sentiment is falling here on the 15-minute. For today and tomorrow, I'm looking for some type of a retest in this area here at about 16,600, all the way down to about 16,600, this box here. I would love for some type of a retest here and then trading the move down out of that zone, since that's where we consolidated at yesterday. You see that here with those pins. Now, some of you guys probably want to know, how do I draw these zones, right? These blue boxes. So I use something called the 2-candle rule. So the bias on Bitcoin is bearish. I'm going to show you this 2-candle rule here on US 500. Now, this morning we had some USD high impact news just come in. Retail sales came in positive, which did shake up markets a little bit. Indices are down initially on that news. So when I come in, let's just pull up one chart here. When we come in, let's go to the daily time frame. We're looking for pins where the 2 candles to the left and the 2 candles to the right are not lower or higher. So in this situation, I see the low set in on October 13th on the indices, and I see the 2 candles to the left and the 2 candles to the right, they are not lower than that pin. So that's the pin that I use to draw my zone. Now, if you use this rule, you're gonna love it. What you'll find is that some people come in, and in trading, they think everything is exact, and they think it's gotta come exactly to this pin. 40.40. That's the exact price of resistance, when it's not that way. There's many different brokers all over the world giving many different price quotes. So zones are much more reliable for you to be able to see where there is support and where there is resistance and where you can look for really solid trades from. So if we look, the high of week so far this week would create a box like that. Now, if we can hold under 40, 41, 40, 40 really on US 500, this is SPY basically, then I definitely could see us coming back to the 3880 zone here. The zone at 3660 and 3500, those are far. I don't think we're going to just drop there yet. But if you look ahead to next week, and I'll be streaming with you guys next week, you can see we have more news next week that hopefully will help push US markets a little bit more. Because this week, with very little USD news, if you look at these 3 days so far, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, look at what markets have done. Nothing. Sideways. Literally, markets are up like 0.25% this week. That's it. They have not moved. And I think a part of that is because of 2 things. One, we are at the end potentially of a bullish rally in this bear market, because from the low to the high, we're up 15%. And that's normally what these pullbacks have been, about 12 to 15%. So it's kind of indecisive there, but we don't have any news to take us down and take us out of that zone, to take us down and head back into the bear market. But I think next week, we're going to start to see that news come in. So that's why rest of this week, I'm still bearish on the indices and Bitcoin. I think they're going to move together. If you look at US 100, this is NASDAQ. 11,620 is really the zone that I see here is now what we need to come back to either test as support before we move higher or break back under it, showing resistance to this level. Beneath that, another price zone that I'd like you guys to pay attention to is right here at 11,000, call it like 11,100, right near there, 11,000-ish. That's a very significant zone that we consolidated at, even going back into June. So between those two prices, I am a little bit more bearish than bullish right now, but I'd like to see some confirmation of that. I'd really like to see today be bearish. Now on US 30, this one looks way different. This is the trend line that we drew last week. We were looking to see if it was going to resist that trend line. And as you can see so far this week, look at those 3-4 candles. Friday, we didn't do anything. Let me delete this here. Friday up here, nothing, dojied out. And so far this week, lower highs, just been moving lower. So where do the indices go from here? I think we need some news to really be the fire that pushes them, but I'm going to guess bearish more than bullish. That's my bias. Oil is something I feel a lot more confident in. It's much cleaner on trend. Sentiment is bearish. We're in a downshift with the 8 EMA under the 21 EMA. I said to you guys on Monday I would be bearish oil, and now as you can see today, we've moved from 86.50 to 84.80. So we're already moving lower. That price above at 92.30 is definitely resistance. And even more shorter term, I could say here at 88.15 or so, that's also resistance. 88.30, that zone between 88 and 90, right? So with resistance above, support below would definitely be right here based on the 2 candle rule. So now we're looking for oil to make a move at least from where it's at now at 85 down to 82. If we can get to 82 quickly, we might move from 82 down to 80. That's the way that I see this developing. I see oil going lower. Remember, the Saudis control a lot of the oil prices, right? And they want to make sure that demand is still high enough that they can make money. So if they need to push prices lower because demand is dropping, and in order to keep demand up, they want to drop the price, I think that's what we're going to see. Cruise ships are still not running at full capacity like they were before COVID. A lot of things are still getting back into steam, which has to do a lot with oil. If we look at gold, gold is ripped this week. It's been a great week for gold. As you can see, continuing from where were we last week? We were at like 1750. Now we're up towards 1780. It's looking really strong. And this bottom here on gold, to me, is like a launch pad out of that weekly zone that we had. Look at that. Just body after body after body closing on 1645, 1643. That is the bottom, and we're looking to see it hold that bottom and come higher. Does it chop a little bit on its way up? Of course, nothing moves straight up, especially after the move that we've had over the last 2 weeks. But I'm definitely bullish gold and definitely still bullish silver. This has probably been the best call that I've given you guys here on these 8cap streams is the silver trade. Silver has been bullish since last week, really going back even into October. Silver has been bullish. So I believe that silver is going to continue to make higher lows. What I'm looking for now, if we draw a zone here from that October push, we want to hold above 21, basically. Call it 21. Just keep it easy. If we hold 21, like I said to you guys on Monday, we see 22. Now that we're at 21.6, I'm looking at 22.6 as the next leg up. That's what I'm thinking. Ethereum is down 3.7% today. On the daily time frame, we are just breaking back under the zone set back in September. The June low is still way underneath us. So Ethereum looks like it has a lot of room to move lower if we want to see this come down under 1,000 potentially. And I think Bitcoin comes down with it. Like Bitcoin pulls it down. So how low does Bitcoin go, right? That's the big question. So if we go to a monthly chart and we zoom out a little bit and we look back, it doesn't look like a great chart. This looks terrible. But if we draw a zone here at that initial push, we're sitting in that zone. So if we hold 13.7, which is the bottom of the zone set back in 2018, you can see we resisted it here. If we hold above 13.7, 13.5, that might be where we rest. That might be the bottom, another 3,000 points to the downside. If we take out 13, it could get ugly. We could see 10, we could see 9, who knows how low it wants to go. So really, if I'm a bullish Bitcoin guy, I'm looking for it to drop a little lower, maybe 14, 13, and try to slow down and hold there. That's what I would be looking for if I'm a bullish Bitcoin guy. But for me, I'm going to ride this lower. I'm going to keep looking for shorts. And that's why even on the lower time frame today, I'm coming in and I'm looking for movement to the downside, right? This got shaken up a little bit, as you can see, by US news at 8:30. And now we're headed into the New York Open in about 20 minutes. We'll see. Do indices want to come lower today, as we've been talking about? And does that then pull Bitcoin down? I think it could. So if we can get a clean move lower on the indices, it's going to yank Bitcoin. We'll have a 3-4% down day on Bitcoin today. It's already down 2.6. So that's Bitcoin, commodities, and the indices. On the Forex side of things, GBP USD has been moving up all week. very bullish yesterday, starting to base out here at above 1.182, we'll say, is the zone here. If we're holding above this zone, I would definitely stay bullish. You can see higher lows and higher highs. We're getting A2 indicators long as well, telling us that there might be more movement to the upside on GU today. On EU, same thing. It looks very bullish today. L50 is rising, so we could see more movement upward this week off that 1.0 price level. The thing about this, if we take the look at the dollar index and we look at the daily time frame, this is being fueled, I think, by the dollar index coming lower. As this wants to come lower, 8 EMA under the 21, we want to be more bullish GU and EU than bearish. Dollar index comes down, your USD quote pairs should continue higher. If we look over at GJ is kind of a little bit more stuck compared to something like GN. GN looks like it could pick up more bearish momentum this week. Across the other Forex pairs, Euro CAD has picked up a lot of strength. We had CAD CPI come out today, so that's probably why CAD's moving nicely. If we take a look at the 15-minute, starting to pick up more bullish momentum, and even Euro AUD today looking like it wants to continue higher. Euro AUD on the daily time frame looks bullish as well. We've broken out above this zone from back in July. We're holding that zone. If I draw it here, you'll see, right? Resistance, broke above it. Now it's support, and now we're looking to use that 1.52 as a bottom and see that come higher. So I like EA to come up today as well. I know some of the guys in my mentorship group are already long on this trade. All right, so I went through it pretty fast. I hope that covers it for you guys. I want to make sure that I'm giving you actionable ideas to take into the rest of your week. So I'm bearish Bitcoin, bearish on the indices, still going to keep being bearish on oil, but I'm bullish on silver and gold. So commodities are more of a mixed bag. That could be because of Russia. That could be because of everything else going on in the world. I'm just reading the chart. I don't apply a lot of fundamentals into what I see. I just react to what the chart is telling me. On the daily time frame, oil looks bearish while gold and silver look like they want to continue higher. US 30, US 500, and US 100, the NASDAQ, they all look like they could come down any day. If anything, US 500 looks like it's going to continue to move sideways. So be aware on weeks like this where there's clear sideways movement, there's no news to shake us up and get the markets going. It's actually making you more money to not lose, to be sitting on your hands, to be patient, to be waiting for more movement that'll be driven by fundamentals and technicals. And right now, the fact that we're at this 15% pullback in a bear market, so we could turn down any day, plus we have no news, that's leading us to being sideways. That's why it's not continuing higher. That's why we're not just ripping up. We're not in a bull market yet. Remember, bull markets do not start until recessions end. And they're saying we're going to be in a recession until basically the end of next year, the end of 2023. So I don't believe that the bottom is in for good. I believe we will see 3,500 again on US 500. So keep that in mind. Cool. I love doing this for you guys. I love getting on here and chatting with you guys. I hope you're finding a ton of value. Please make sure you're subscribed so Monday you can join me. That's going to be my last stream with Eightcap for now. That's going to be my last stream of this month. So make sure you're subscribed to the Eightcap channel. That's on YouTube. Make sure you sign up for Wednesday's webinar of next week. That'll be my last two for you guys. And I really appreciate you guys giving me the attention and the time, being here with me. And I hope you made some money with me over the last couple of weeks as we've been doing these streams. The calls have been good. I hope the discretion I'm giving you makes sense. And then you can take it and apply it into your own strategies. And like I said, make some money. So make sure you connect with me. I'm on Instagram and on Twitter at AustinSilverFX. I would love to talk to you guys. Let me know you found me on the Eightcap stream. And I think that's where I'm going to leave you for today. Bearish Bitcoin in the indices, bearish on oil, bullish on the other commodities, gold and silver. All right. Good luck trading today. Happy New York session. We're about to head into the New York Open. If you are doing well this week, I'm happy for you. If you're not doing well, keep your head down, keep working, and I will be back with you on Monday for more trade ideas. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.